The another thing which basically comes up at the village level governance and capacity building is the conflict of the interest of the actors who are involved in it. Take the example of the nitrogen fertilizers. We recommend to the farmer that you must apply nitrogen fertilizer, you must apply this, you must apply that, without telling him or her that what are the consequences of the use of that fertilizer if you don't follow the right dosage of that one. What is the use efficiency maximum you should get out of that is not that. The dealer or the agents who are advising the farmer, they keep on telling, and farmer looking at the nearby farmer, he keeps on adding one bag after another bag, thinking that he will beat the neighbor and he will get the higher income. But in the process, the nitrogen use efficiency curve in India has going down like this. In China, it has gone like already like this because they consume 60% of the nitrogen globally. In India, it is not at that bad stage, but the knowledge about the correct usage of the inputs is not available to the farmers. And that's where the people have to work in tandem, those who are at the policy level affair, and as rightly said that we really need to educate the masses that when you give the antibiotic, you will have to also tell the person that if you take overdose, you will develop the resistance. If you take underdose, you will create also the resistant bug for that sort of thing. And that's where the right type of knowledge has to be made available to the smallholder farmers so that we don't really work in creating the problem and then solving the problem. And that is what precisely is happening at the moment in the context of production, improving the livelihoods, making the people rich. We are working at the compartments and creating such a scenario whether one solution creates the another problem and then we start solving that problem because we think it is the simple modular kitchen which you can fit it together and cook your dinner accordingly. But that is not the way system works in the nature, and that is what people have to understand. I will address the issues of the how do we mainstream the ecosystem-based approach for planning in watershed. I think as rightly indicated by Himanshu as well as Amita Shah, that there is a planning has been done based for the taking into account the ecosystem services in the area of watershed planning, like groundwater augmentation, improving the water quality, reducing the soil loss, increasing the greenery, and so plus enhancing the production. The approach which has been brought it in for last 8-10 years of livelihoods encompasses the sustainability and the environmental services approach in that, but it has not been internalized, neither amongst the policymakers, nor the beneficiaries, nor the people who are really developing the watersheds in their own watershed areas, because they are not aware about that, simply because as it was indicated that we do not know the impact of the intervention at what scale it is happening in terms of water quality or in terms of water augmentation, who is benefiting from that recharged groundwater downstream and what are the costs for the upstream people. That sort of information is not available, and that is the first need if we are really looking of mainstreaming the ecosystem, that those information need to be collected which you can make the people understand based on the evidences what one is having. But unfortunately, the largest money we are putting it on in the IWMP, although it says that we should have at least one watershed in each district to be monitored, but still it has not been done. In many places it is not addressed even, and that is where we are still going on. And the typical approach, as one of the participants indicated, that the people who are at the helms of the policy affairs, I know the solution, you don't tell me something. Watershed, no problem. Reduce it from 8 years to 3 years. We can get it done. The budget has to be spent. It has taken long time for people to realize that it in 5 years it cannot be done. But then suddenly the new officer will come and say that no, budget is not being utilized. My minister is pulling me up. Let us cut down the period to 4 years. See that how we can spend the watershed money in 4 years. So those sorts of decisions, basically one has to be taken that by awareness building only. And the approach of using the IT and the farmer scientists, basically it has to be the farm extensionist. It is the scientists who generate the knowledge, but the knowledge transformation agency which has gone totally redundant in the country is the extension system. And that is where we really need to bring in the new innovative extension system using the IT, the tablets what Government of India is embarking on that, and the civil society organizations will have an important role to really play to connect the farmers with the knowledge generating institutions. And by unfortunately, agriculture is taken as the business of everyone. Everyone has an opinion and everyone has a solution on agriculture, and in the milli, the actual knowledge gets distorted to such a level that it becomes so simplified that it loses its value, and then the technology generators are blamed. Not the technologies are blamed, but the implementation process one has to take into account. The extension system which has to be knowledge in the process, how to do it, when to do it, and those sort of things basically need to be addressed. And one has to really take into account that knowledge has to be treated as a knowledge when you are translating into information. But in the process, when we try to convert into information, people really take the full liberty because nothing happens, because you are not affected by that. If your health is affected, you will sue the doctor. But if that poor farmer's production is lost, he doesn't have any other go. That people simply overlook it and play with that sort of system.